Hello everyone. So in the last video we have seen this scenario where we are passing two numbers and last two videos we have seen this. We are passing the two numbers and an option to which, that means which operation we need to do. Okay, addition, subtraction or multiplication. That's fine. So now this calculate. So now the problem is, let's say if I am passing another variable, okay, if I am passing another value that is not into ASM, okay, so if I am passing something like not allowed thing, something not allowed, that means maybe tell me a number, let's say P. So this is not in our logic, okay, so what will happen? The problem is result will be initiated. So since results is an integer value, when we initiate it or declare it, we assign 0 as a default value. Okay, then inside this if conditions and else if conditions, we assign the calculated value. So now if I am passing M here, this any of this if else condition will become, sorry, if I am passing P here, any of this if else condition cannot become true, everything will be false. So all these yellow color highlighted lines will be skipped, nothing will happen. So only line number 27 and line number 37 is going to happen. That means integer result, when it is created, it will be assigned with 0 value, okay, that is default. So we say for integer data type default value is 0. Okay, when we declare it without assigning, program will automatically assign a default value as 0 for integers. So the 0 will be returned here. So if someone is passing 510p or 510 and then unallowed character, a character that is neither a nor S nor M is passed, 0 will be returned. So that is wrong, right? So when we pass an unallowed character, what we should do? We should give the user a error message like this operation is not available or you are giving a wrong option, something like that. So how we can do it? Okay, so for that what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a different thing, because for the M option, okay, so we are not going to return a integer number, we are going to return a message, string message. Okay, so this method is an integer returning method, so there's a problem. Okay, because we are returning the integer value earlier. Okay, but therefore the method type is return type is integer. So what I will do is I will now, since I am going to send the message also as a string format, first I will change the method as a string return type method. Okay, I'm going to return a string no matter what. Okay, then what I will do is, okay, I can give the error message if there's an error value, but if there's a correct value like A, S or M, so this result is an int value, no? So what can I do? I can convert the integer to string and return. So we have done that string to integer conversion, right? Do you remember? So we say string and we open close bracket and we pass the value here. Yes or no? Yes, we have done it. So what I will do is, here I will first return these values as a string format, because what happened, I wanted to give error message as well. For that I want to make sure this is becoming string, this return type is. But since I change it to string return type, the correct scenario also affected, because correct scenario we are returning int values. So I am willing to convert this correct scenario int value to return type of string value. Okay, so what I will do is I will declare another variable string result str, that means result string. Okay, so just some name, this is result, this is the result to string, that means string converted result value. Okay, and here what I will do is I will not do anything here, because here I am adding the result, getting the result value integer, x plus y is result. Okay, x minus y is results, x into y is result. Okay, so okay, so what I will do is, here after this line I will create the conversion, I will do the conversion to string. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if a is coming, okay, first we will assign the x plus y to result, so we will get the integer result value. Now I am going to convert. Okay, so what I will do is I will convert and assign it to this result string value, because this is created to store the string converted result value. You understand? So I will say result string is equal to string conversion of result. String conversion of result. Okay. So now I will do the same here also. Why? Because here also we have to do the same thing, right? Because we are returning string here. So for success scenario, so correct character values, expected character values, we cannot return an integer now. So we are supposed to return this string converted result value, and we are going to store it in result str. So that is why once the result is obtained, I am converting it to string and storing it here. Okay. So the same value should be here. In all the success scenario, I am going to add it. Okay. All good, right? So A comes, we get the result by addition and we convert it to string value and store it in result string. If S comes, again we get the subtracted value and we convert it to a string and store it result str. And when M comes, again we multiply it and assign it to result and we convert it to string and store in result str. Okay. But if let's say I have an another else, that means if none of these comes, that means if A, if else if S, else if M, else mean it is not A, it is not S, it is not M, any other value. Okay, for that we are supposed to give a error message. Okay, so what I will do is I will say result str again. Here I don't have to calculate anything because I don't have to do any operation because this is a wrong message, wrong option, not A or S or M, but I am going to assign the result string value to a error message because it is a string value, string data type. Okay, that is why we convert the result and assign it to it. Okay, for since this is a string data type, I can give a message. What message? I can say the expected operation value is not available. So that means you are not giving A or S or M, you are giving something else that is not available. Okay, so we'll give like this. Okay, now what we will return is the string value, this value. Okay, because we are returning a string value now, right? So now what will happen is if he is giving the correct value, the string value will be having the correct result here or here. If he is giving a wrong option, that is not M, S or A, it will go to the else option and assign this error message in the string value and it will return the string value. Okay, result string value. Very simple, right? Now what I will do is I am going to call them again and I am going to assign to A, S and M. So I have already done it. So for that since now this method is returning a string value, this A and S and M should be changed to string data type. Okay, so I will change it to string and string. Okay, now nothing wrong because this return data type is changed to string and our local variable that is storing the return value is also changed to string, all the three. Okay, but also for error scenario also we will again call this method. So as E calculate, okay, 5 comma 10 comma some unacceptable value, let's say P, that is not available. Okay, you understand? So 5, 10, P should be going here, and since there is P, all these ASM logics will be invalid and the system should get into else and it should return this value, right? Expected operation value not available, right? And the returned value is assigned to a variable called E. Okay, so I will declare the variable here. I forgot to declare it. I will say string E. Why? Because it is a string variable. Why it is a string variable? Because calculate method returns a string value. Okay. Then I have to print the E also. Okay, so I will write serial.println E. Okay, so this should return an error message. Okay, so we'll continue for the next video, guys. Just follow me up in the next video.